Well, welcome. Today we have a great video, great story about our first full interior renovation and working with a client to basically bring this up to the 21st century among his several homes. The one he never chose to do was Manhattan until this year. I'm happy to talk about what I think is a phenomenal change. We transformed this person's life, I think, and still tried to keep the character of what he was all about. And this is a 2-bedroom pre-war. We kept a lot of the details, like stripping the casings and doing what we typically do, which is change the doors out, bring in hardware that we like. We were working with the owner's carpets because they're dear to him, and we thought they would work with color as a driver of how we were inspired to do the whole story and palette of what we were going to furnish this with. But we had the challenge of really bad plumbing and really bad mechanicals to work with, and not being able to change the footprint because you have electric, which you'll see in a minute. We have an electric fireplace in the living room, and he wanted to add a washer dryer. So figuring out how all that would work and tie into the existing plumbing was a challenge, because this is where I have, we incorporate our jam switches, put the washer dryer that's a ventless Miele that everybody likes. It's about half the size of really a full load. They have plenty of facilities in the basement, but we added that. We also changed the central, we couldn't do central air, but we could do through the wall heating and air conditioning units, so we don't have an air conditioner in the window. We have wall-mounted thermostats located far away from the unit so that we can maximize the cooling temperature, of the apartment for the area it serves. We had to do hardwiring with smoke detectors and all that other stuff, and add back ceiling-mounted fixtures because there was no lighting in here other than area lighting or I would say just accent lighting, and it's because he really likes that better. But I think you'll see when you see the cut-ins of the ceiling-mounted fixtures, we really tried to bring this to more of a contemporary feel with how we were adding details. One of my fun challenges of this apartment was this fireplace. And we use a moving company that is a white glove moving service. They come in like a SWAT team. They take pictures of where everything is, they move you out in 1 day, and then move you back in 2 days. And so what happened was they lost the dimmer. This is a dimplex. Well, it's not a dimmer, it's the remote control. So as we're unpacking him, and we're like, okay, who's got the fireplace remote? We didn't know they lost it. So here I have an older installation, had to figure out what it was, how we could fix this. And yesterday, during the electrical inspection, we changed the switch and have a working remote now. So we have a very happy fireplace. It works now, and a very happy customer. But it's kind of fun to be challenged with what you can't change. And some of the art is really all driven by where he lives. His sister did this public mural, and so that's the painting that's over the sofa. We did all this with Mitchell Gold, Vanguard, custom furniture, the new traditionalist coffee tables, Mitchell Gold again for, customizing the fabric for the chairs. But we still have yet to conquer that. We have to reframe that, and I think it'll be fine. Got some signature pieces from Ralph Lauren that I love, my custom built-ins with the Caesar stone. Love the silhouette remote controlled blinds, which are really lovely because they operate all together, and we did the valances with Schumacher and some great fabric. Struggle for us is that he entertains, and so besides having this beautiful terrace, we have a very tall man that we had to tweak like balances because technically we have hardware for the terrace door when it opens here, and so this notch became the tallest point that I could make this for this 6'5" gentleman who is in and out on the terrace that seats probably about a dozen, and then coming up with a dining room table that would expand to serve 8, plus a little card table to set up for more guests because a lot of people come up from Palm Beach and family. We added, because we don't have ceiling lighting in this dining area that would center over the table, we added this exterior I'll call it a side buffet and additional storage with the upper glass cabinet so that you have, your cocktail glasses and this becomes a bar area now, and an additional serving support to what goes in and out to the terrace from the kitchen. We had a little boo-boo, and we had to remake these base cabinets because there's a floor drop in height here, and it didn't line up with the kitchen, so there was a mistake between the draftsman and our team, and unfortunately, there's always something that happens, but that was the only thing that really, other than one more change we'll show you in the bathroom, that was tough. But let's go look at the kitchen. It was a challenge all the way around with lighting because he just really was not a fan of ceiling mounted lighting, but I think we did a great job in coming up with fixtures that worked. And I think this one might be Hudson Valley, but I got to check to make sure that my memory is correct. All my under the cabinet task LED lighting, because he loves glass, we see glass in all his backsplashes, and they were little darker green, and I thought it was time to change color. So we went with a subway tile pattern for the installation in this beautiful color, which is almost not quite, reminds me of the ocean somewhat, Celadon green. Just really tucked everything in like it's a couture treatment, but a full working chef's kitchen actually, because we vented this is the Wolf 30-inch. We vented this range outside, so it's just wonderful. You don't have any of the smoke and exhaust buildup that you would have in a kitchen. Still have the Sub-Zero, the dishwasher. We typically have our under-the-counter garbage rollouts, a big Frankie sink, and this is a Michael Berman faucet that is just really lovely, and the multi-pure water filter. I know the family all came up to see it, and we thought this was fabulous, and I know they love it too. Let's go take a look at the rest of the house. Let's talk about the rest of the house, starting with the guest suite, because I think that's really important. And as we pass through this kind of in-between foyer, one of my favorite pieces, and I think the thing that when you see the cut-ins, because it's really reflecting the light from the southern-facing window, is this beautiful console from Ralph Lauren, and we found a mirror that I think is a throwback to the Deco period and a wonderful addition to this apartment, because this really needed to be a statement. This is kind of a location for the excess seating that we need for when he entertains, and we weren't sure where to put these, but I think for now this is the best solution for this. But let's look at the guest bedroom. This bedroom is really a collection of what we had left and that he wouldn't part with. Kind of really loved the red, loved the carpet, and got a movable coffee table, because this is a fold-out, very comfortable bed for those who stay with him often. The two chairs are really to accommodate teenagers and a lot of people that are here. His favorite ladies' lamp, and our covers, which really throughout the house and even in the dining room, these are the old radiators that were really hideous. We built steps up on both sides of the terraces so that you could see what happens, and I'm going to just show you. This is a new type of one of our remote control lights that we absolutely love. This is really the mode that gives you some privacy, but it's see-through in a sense. And then these are the blackout blinds that are in both rooms, so that when you're sleeping at night or in the morning, you're not really bothered by this. We absolutely love the remote control blinds, and you can operate them individually, so you could go out the terrace door or not, which is kind of fun. So I can open the center one just by pressing on that number, which I think is great. I know they love them, we love them. You probably have to change the batteries about once every, 18 months, 12 months, it depends on how often they use it. But we love these shades. So I'll put it on all, so they'll all come down, so that when he returns, it'll be fine. So one of my favorite challenges is no space, so here we go. This was the existing footprint, actually, of this guest bath, and it was a shower. But part of the problem we had, and I did my radiant heat flooring, is the the plumbing, the washer dryer is over here, so the plumbing goes up and over and down to that drain. And we didn't have enough room. We originally wanted to vent the dryer out, but because there's a steel lintel and steel beam across the exterior part of this wall, we had to nix the dryer and just go with a condensation dryer so that we couldn't do that. We also had to switch back to a pedestal sink, which is the Duravit model of the Retro, which we love again. This is, I think, the Bancroft new micro-roll fixtures. And our Starfire clear doors. And a beautiful shower. This is all porcelain. This is a vintage Calcutta. And I think, you know, with the addition of the recessed lighting, an absolutely wonderful bathroom. We just love it. I just, you know, you don't have to worry about maintenance. We copied the pattern of herringbone. We did that in the kitchen as well, but we copied the pattern of herringbone everywhere. I forgot to mention that. But let's go look at the master suite. The master suite is a challenge because, as you notice, there's a guest bathroom en suite and there's a master bath en suite. But this whole front foyer of the master bedroom is designed so that you can make this a public bathroom. So when we have company or he has company, you know, being able to close the master bedroom door, you have public access to the master bath. And this was such another, you know, crazy renovation. We had a lot of trouble with just the existing piping, but we were able to. We upgraded the electric, again added lighting, which is just lovely. We have all of our recessed lighting in here now that I think really adds a lot of brightness to it. Again, this is a typical, my Starfire glass shower enclosure, and then this is a bigger tub. This is a T for 2 tub, but using the same material, we brought some consistency to the color palette, our radiant heat floors, my custom vanity. We just couldn't fit it in the other one because it just wasn't enough room, so we went back to the pedestal sink. But you know, our glass Roburn doors and the towel bars are hidden behind the master bath, and we replate grills, you know, for the air shafts. But let's take a look at this little piece de resistance in the bedroom. The master suite also has a through-the-wall heating and air conditioning unit that's controlled by remote control thermostat. And we completely redid, you know, all new custom carpeting. It's Maslin, which is one of my favorite carpets for a plush, durable master bedroom carpeting, and in general for wall-to-wall carpeting. All of the closets, although there were many here, have these metal door frames. And so what happens is we thought what we do is we put remote control. It's motion detector. It's based on motion. So when I come in here, this goes on. It stays on for maybe a minute or as long as you're moving. It's a fluorescent, warm fluorescent light, so it's, you're never going to change the bulbs. But we didn't have an easy solution, and I didn't like cutting the metal frames for the jam switches because they look pretty bad when you do that. We have our Philip Jeffries, love this wallpaper, and I decided to use the contrast and the warm tones of, I think this is a Benjamin Moore Desert Tan, to work with a custom color that we blended for the other parts of the apartment to feel like sunlight. But this feels more like, you know, your, I don't know, just your oasis. His selection of the darker furniture for the dressers, you know, we did a whole new headboard with the nail heads and color to accommodate the color stories that we had. And we were thinking about his art, and we were thinking about, you know, his most comfortable chair. Again, I have the wall-to-wall storage unit and the windowsills throughout integrated so that it really, I think, combines and blends to what I think is a perfect oasis. When you come home, there's no better way to come home to than someplace you love being in. So let's just say ciao for now, and I'll see you in the next